Welcome to the Flawless Ear Training course. My name is Kevin Yor, and I'm going to be training your ear throughout this course. Now, there is an audio version and a video version of this course. You could attempt to take these side by side, but I created the audio version so that you can listen into your car and you can listen more comfortably wherever you are. The video version requires you to sit down in most cases and pay attention to the video. So I wanted to create this version to make it easier for you to still train your ear, but this version has been modified slightly from the video version. So what I decided to do was to create an entirely new version for the audio component of the Flawless Ear Training course. So this way, if you decide to take both the Flawless Ear Training course in the audio version and the video version, then you can actually get double the training. So maybe on the days when you can only listen to audio, you listen to these recordings. On days when you have more time and you can sit down and you can watch a video, you can watch the video recordings. You could also take each one of these courses standalone. You can either do the audio or the video by itself, and they will both get you the results you want because they are dealing with the same content. I'm just doing it in a different way to accommodate for the different medium. So what we're going to be doing in this course is it's very important that we develop a solid ear. We have to build a foundation. When you listen to music, you often hear harmonies. And we don't often get inside those harmonies. We don't often take a moment to just kind of listen to what individual notes sound like. And this is important because if we don't take the time to get to know these notes by themselves, then we get confused in ear training. Now, one of the things about ear training that is a difficulty is if I play a perfect fifth here, this is a C perfect fifth. You've got the notes C and G. So that sounds like a perfect fifth. But what if I then go and I play a perfect fifth up here? It still should sound like a perfect fifth to you, but the quality has changed ever so slightly. This is now F and C. The C and G has one quality. It's almost a softer quality. F and C, it still kind of has that soft quality because the C's in it, but it's become just a slight bit more aggressive possibly by the F. See if you can hear that. Here's C and G. Here's F and C. These are both perfect fifths. Now if I do something more dramatic, like I play this C perfect fifth down here, and then I go up and I play an F sharp perfect fifth, that's even more dramatic. So we need to be exposed to perfect fifths in a very slow way, and intervals in a slow way, and chords in a slow way, and we need to do it slowly so that the brain has time to say, okay, that's what a perfect fifth sounds like on C. Okay, that's what it sounds like on D and E flat and G. And what this level does, this entire unit, Unit 1 focuses on building a foundation so that when we get into actual ear training in Unit 2, when we actually start to develop your ability to hear the difference between a perfect fifth and a perfect fourth, it becomes much more powerful. You're now accustomed to all the different tones and you're able to develop much more quickly. Now, what a lot of university systems and ear training systems will do is they'll just play a bunch of intervals. What is it? Perfect fifth, major third, minor third, major sixth, minor sixth. And the idea is that through repetition, you'll just somehow learn these intervals, but that rarely works. That works with people at a perfect pitch, but they're hearing the actual note names. For people that have to develop their ear, we want to take a slower approach. We want to really build a strong foundation in ear training before we move forward from any individual pitch. And I don't really know of any ear training programs out there that do it this way, because today we're going to be focusing on two notes, C and G. And I'm going to introduce you to some of the techniques we'll be using. And as the course develops, we'll change the techniques. So this is a really important lesson. For this lesson only, you only have to listen to it one time and then you get to move on. If you'd like to get a little more information, you feel like you didn't really get all the concepts, you can listen to it again. But there are 3 introductory lessons, A, B, and C, and these coordinate with the introductory lessons for the video series. So if you want to listen to introductory lesson A on the audio series, and then on the next day, don't do it on the same day, listen to introductory lesson A on the video series, you can do that. So we're going to be talking a lot about how to develop your ear, but the important thing to note here is that we have to take it slow. And some of you might be saying, I hear your objections. Okay, well, a C perfect fifth and an F sharp perfect fifth, they sound different because one's higher than the other. But that's actually not true. It's not just that it's higher than the other. If I go down, that F sharp and C sharp still have that more aggressive quality compared to the C that's softer. So then you might be saying, okay, well, it's because it's a tritone. That's not the case either. If I play this C major chord right here, and then I play a D major chord, you hear something different in that D major chord. You can't put your finger on it, and I don't want you to. I don't want you to describe these like I did. Just acknowledge that there's a difference and move on. This is actually an important technique for later. I do not want you to acknowledge anything more than, yeah, I hear a difference. You don't want to start labeling these, because the moment you label them, you're trying to kind of trick the system and you're trying to memorize things. You cannot memorize pitches. If I listen to this C for 40 hours, I am not going to memorize what that C sounds like. It's just not going to happen. If you just listen kind of in the background, or you're trying to like memorize what that note sounds like, you go away, you come back, you sing a C again, and you always get it wrong, you're not going to be able to memorize what that actually sounds like. So you need a different technique. So what I want you to do is, if I play a C or I play a G, just generally recognize that they have something different about each other, and you're just going to try and recognize these on their own merits. The first exercise we're going to do is called pitch immersion. Now, we're going to start on 2 notes, a C and a G. And for now, those are the only 2 notes I'm going to play. I'm not going to play them in any other octave. Because even when you play a C in a different octave, something stays the same and something changes. So just listen to this C right now. Now, once I play it, what I'd like you to do is I'm going to say audiate. What audiate means is you're going to try and hear the note internally. You're going to think the note. So I'm going to play it out here on the piano, and then you're going to take it inside and you're going to hear it internally. Okay? And if this is hard for you, I just want you to try it anyway. It's the same thing that we do when we try and recall a person's voice or a conversation we had, or we're reading a book. We're essentially audiating those words and those voices. Now we're doing it with pitches, which is probably something that you haven't really done before. So this will be a good exercise for you. So I'll play a pitch and then I'll say audiate. That means to listen internally. Here we go. Audiate. Okay, now when you audiate, get as much of the texture as you can. Audiate. Again. Audiate. Audiate. So these are all C's right now. You are hearing the note C. Your audiate, make sure you audiate. I'm not going to tell you to audiate, it's just when you hear silence, that's your cue to audiate now. Okay, I'm going to add G now. Audiate. Should be audiating. Okay, now we're going to do one more thing with this pitch immersion. You're going to audiate. After you audiate, I want you to tell me the note name. So I'll play the pitch. You'll audiate. Internally, you're thinking boom, and then you say C. If it's a G, boom, G. Now you're not singing like I did. You are just audiating, hearing it internally, and then saying the note name. Okay, let's try this. Here's your C for reference. This is your first pitch. So listen. Audiate. Note name. C. Audiate. Note name. G. Audiate. Note name. G. Audiate. Note name. C. So you see how simple this exercise is. We're going to get more advanced, don't worry, but it starts here. All right, so the next one is going to be pitch breakdown. Now, when we do these in future lessons, it'll become more difficult, but for now, we only have one interval. C and G, it's a perfect fifth. So what you're going to try and do is listen for the bottom note and try and isolate it and bring it out, and then listen for the top note. Okay, let's try it. Listen for that bottom note, try and bring it out. Even if you can't hear it, dig into the texture. Listen for that bottom note. See if you can bring it out. Each time I play is a new chance to get that bottom note. Okay, can you sing that bottom note? Go ahead and sing it and hold it right now. Okay, so did you get that note right? I'm going to play it again. So now you're listening for this note. Now if you couldn't hear it, that's okay. What you're doing is get that note in your head. You are going to hunt for that note in this interval. Bring it out, it's on the bottom. Boom. You're mentally focusing on that note and making it as strong as possible. Okay, now you're going to listen for the top note. Listen again. Listen again. And listen again. Okay, now can you sing the top note? Go ahead and sing it and hold it out. This is a top note. Okay, so if you got that wrong, if you got it right as well, even if this is easy for you, this is good if it's easy, it's good if it's hard. It doesn't matter either way. What you're going to do now is try and isolate that top note and bring it out just like you did for the bottom note. Can you hear it? Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth between the bottom and the top note. Now you're not mentally playing these notes, you're listening to the chord, well this is an interval that I'm playing, and you're bringing out the bottom note and the top note. Ready? Here we go. Bottom then top. So this is a very powerful drill, and even if you're advanced and you think this is easy, this is important because what happens is there will be some drills, especially as we go further into the course, that are more difficult for you. But these simple drills, where they're effortless in a way, where you don't have to really do anything if you're more advanced, they will prepare your ear to hear more as we go later into the course, as we go more in depth. So never think that these exercises are too simple or too easy. They're very powerful, especially if you do them the way I'm teaching you. Also, in future sessions, I'm going to save my commentary for the end. That's why this one you only have to take once if you don't want to listen to me again. But for now, I'm really trying to explain everything and get you on the right footing so that the rest of the exercises can go much more quickly and we can hit our 30-minute goal. So our next exercise is interval or chord. So what I'm going to do is we're going to stick with C and G. I'm going to play either a C major chord or a C perfect fifth. And I'm going to play a G major chord or a G perfect fifth. They have a slight difference in quality. Here's a major chord. Here's a perfect fifth. Hear how it's missing the middle note? Major. Perfect fifth. Okay, so what we're doing today is we're sticking to one octave register. Here and here. What were those? Were they chords or intervals? If you said chords, you're right. And what I want you to try and do is identify both the note name or the interval or chord name, so C major or C perfect fifth, and I want you to identify the quality. So you'll say C major or C perfect fifth or G major or G perfect fifth. There are 4 possible options for this drill. Here's your C major chord for reference, and here's your C perfect fifth. Okay, let's go ahead and try this. Note name and tell me if it's an interval or chord. C major. So you want to tell me the answer before I tell you the answer. C perfect fifth. C major. C major. C perfect fifth. C major. G major. G major. G perfect fifth. G major. G perfect fifth. C major, C major, and C perfect fifth. Okay, now we're going to move on to something I call pitch notation. This is essentially a dictation. So we're going to use the notes C4. C4 is in the middle of the staff system, right between the treble and the bass clef. So it's actually right below the staff system on the first ledger line. G4 is the G right above it. It's on the second line of the treble clef. So we're going to do a dictation in treble clef. It's going to be 4 measures long. It's only going to use the notes C and G. Now what I want you to do is notate these on a piece of staff paper. I don't even want you to make your own staff paper. Just download some staff paper from the internet. You can use a tablet if you want, as long as you are handwriting the pitches. Do not use a notation program or anything else. Don't just say, well, I memorized it, that's good enough. None of that is gonna help you with this drill. What we need to do is actually physically write the notes with our hand on a piece of paper. Or if you have a pen and a tablet, you can do it that way too. And by the way, the answers for all the dictations are available over at UreMusic.com/flawless. So if you go there, you can download the dictations so that you can check yourself after you've completed them. So here's your first dictation starting on C4. I'm going to play it twice. If you need to pause it after I play it, go ahead. 1, here's your C4. 1, 2, ready, go. We're using only whole notes, so go ahead and notate that. Pause the recording if you need to. I'm going to play it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a second one in the treble clef. Here's your C for reference. If you need more time, you can always pause the recording. Here we go. Second dictation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, these are all whole notes. Go ahead and notate it. Second plane, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I won't always do this, but for today, I'm going to sing the first dictation for you. I'll tell you the note names as I play it. Everything is a whole note. There are 4 measures. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, G, G, C. Your second dictation, you can check yourself. You can also download these at UreMusic.com. Here's your G, that's what we start on. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, C, G, G. Now I want you to sing these as well. Let's do the first dictation. 1, 2, ready, sing. Singing the note names just like I did.